All right. Are we good? It's probably going to be a shorter stream today. I mean, these are usually like maybe an hour, but once again, could not get the mic to work. I think I've maybe figured it out. I think it's because I have the power to this USB plugged into. I thought it was always powered, but maybe it's only powered when this other PC is on. Um, and if I start OBS before it's powered, it doesn't get it right. I don't know. I think maybe that's it, but I'm working on it. Anyway, you already know what we do. Knives and anime girls. That's all. I mean, you can't prove it. That's all I'm interested in. um, you just can't prove it. Anyway, let's drink some water. Let's pick something to draw. Draw. I'm gonna start with a knife today because I can. Now, I was thinking about drawing something with Damascus, but then I was like, then I have to draw the Damascus. And I don't think it's gonna look very good because it's just not. It just ain't. It's not gonna happen. It's very knife-like. Huh? There's some angles in it. We might have our guy. We might have our guy. This is like the most knife-looking knife. It's so vanilla that it might be a good look, right? It might be relatively easy to draw while still providing some challenge because it is contoured for the fingies, right? That's it's kind of knife. Yeah? Yeah, instead of nice, knife. No. All right. Uh, okay. This is a Chris Reeves Nkosi, I believe. Um, I think I am. I'm a big fan of the knife overall, but I hate the feeling of this. I don't know what to call it. It's not a stone wash. It's like powder coated, I think. I hate anything powder coated. It's so fucking annoying. But you can't really get these without spending a straight fortune to begin with. Um, but without like anything cool or without powder coating, without spending a fortune to get anything cool. So there are ones with like micarta inlay, or I think I've seen like a real bone inlay and carbon fiber, but they're like almost twice the price, or at least they were. I think they've actually come down because like supply sort of met demand. That's happened with a lot of them, um, which kind of hurts me as an owner, but you know it is what it is. So this is a very plain knife. It's just a little thumb stud. They're very smooth thumb studs, and this is, I believe I mentioned before, the alleged inventor. Um, I don't know. I feel like it had to have existed before this, but of the frame lock, uh, Chris Reeves knives. Chris Reeve invented the frame lock. It's called the Chris Reeve integral lock because it's integral with the scale. Um, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's very hydraulic feeling, and it's very satisfying to open and close. Um, it's not particularly fast though. I feel like yeah, even if I try to launch it, I have to like flick my wrist. You don't buy a knife like this for that. All right, so let's try and get the blade. Actually, let's draw it this way again. I feel like we need more practice like that. And I'm gonna move the tablet for it this time. Oh man, now I have to draw the fucking pocket clip. Okay, that's fine. It's cool. And say that we were nothing, but I know the truth. It's too steep, too steep. Already fucked up. Already fucked up. Also, I pre-did a layer because I'm a fucking genius. Okay, let's start at the point. How am I this shit at whatever it is that I do? I should really get like something to hold it, like a stand. I just don't want to spend money. The truth comes out. See, because I don't really like to display them. I know a lot of people will buy stuff that's collectible and they'll like get display stands and have like a whole thing about them. I have them in like nondescript bags or cases for the most part. I think the only display I have is the drop one. It's called like the EDC cache or something now. It's the only thing I've got. And I actually got it because it's so it's like this series of stacking boxes. And I told myself that I'll just get this one because I can't stack another one on top of it. And it's, I'm out of space anyway. So if I just do that, then I'll stop getting things. Sure, you can imagine how that turned out. Fuck. What am I doing? What the actual fuck? One of these days I should try and draw like the Rex or something. That'd be cool. Give some belly to that knife. I think it's about here. It should be going out and in, right? That feels small, doesn't it? How accurately did I draw that? Actually, fucking what? Like maybe the tip is like. How did I do it? How the fuck did I do it? Why is that so close? Here's the thing. It's not perfect, right? So like anything close probably would have got that reaction out of us, right? Because like it's close enough. So it feels like we're extremely accurate, but the truth is that was what, like maybe a third of an inch. Like a third of an inch is kind of a lot off at this scale. At any scale, really. There was a meme going around not too long ago, I feel like, that was like it's that like horrified face meme where it's like those who know, those who don't know, but like adapted. And it's kind of like those who don't know. It was like I think it was like being off by a millimeter, and it was like biologists or like different jobs, but one of them was like astronomy, and they're like, if you're this close, with your calculations, like if you're within 3 millimeters of your calculation, and I get it from one perspective, right? Like if you've calculated within 3 millimeters the distance or like the size of a star or something from here and you've never been there, that's phenomenal, right? And that's totally great. But also, I think in the same metric in astronomy, in like the space realm, I guess, if you were to be sending a vessel somewhere, right? So if you're calculating from Earth to somewhere, you know, 50 light years away, if you're like off by 3 millimeters pretty much anywhere in the first like 80% of your travels, you're missing because it's going to exponentially be off. Like every millimeter you travel, that 3 millimeters you were off is exponentially more off. It's going to be like if you're from the start, if you're 3 millimeters off, you're just going to end up in a different fucking solar system or something. It's not even going to be close. I think that's particularly like pertaining to like angles though. You know what I mean? Like if you're like we'll call it degrees to make more sense, I think. Right? If you're off by 3 degrees, you're done. You're done. You're gone. You're never making it. Here's my water. Oh, brother. We got our soul win in Arc. I was thinking about drawing like maybe some Arc stuff, but then I'd have to do screen caps from Arc. I'm really lazy. We also got some thralls, and I've been figuring stuff out with them. Not very well though. I don't know how it's gonna go. I think I might just draw this straight and then work on the jimping later. What do we think? Bro, that how did I fuck this up? What? Okay. All right. That's not too bad. Let's draw. Hmm. Hold on. I think I should put this on a separate. Hold on. I should put this stuff on a separate layer. But okay. Oh my god. What? All right. I think I pressed X on accident. There we go. There we go. Okay, let's relax. Everybody relax. I might disable that. Also, I can rebind these. I just don't really know what to do. Like, I don't feel like I have the skill enough that I can think about what I'm doing. So it's like, why would I rebind them now and then not know what I'm doing? You know what I mean? Like, if I rebind them now, they're going to be whatever it is I set them as. I'm going to get used to them, and then I'm going to use them as that. And then later on, I'm going to find out, like, I don't even need this now that I have a higher skill level, or I know something else, or I'm doing something else. So I wasted these, and now I'm going to be pressing that all the time, even though I don't need it. I think I'm fucking this up. Okay, I think this actually should come down about here. So we're going to redo that. Fuck, that's right. We're on a different layer. God damn, I did that on purpose too. I was like, yeah, we don't want to fuck this up too bad, so let's do it on a separate layer. I feel like I'm getting comfortable with how the sketches are turning out, which is good and bad. I feel like they're very legible, you know? Like, they look exactly like what Not necessarily exactly, I guess, but they look like what I'm drawing, which is good. The problem is I don't want to keep going because then it starts to become like, okay, well, it looks like what I thought. If I then try and do the trace, like to do clean lines, it's gonna not look as good because I'm not good at that yet. And yeah, I can do that in another layer and in a series of other layers. Maybe I merge all the sketch layers first and then do that. Or maybe I save it as is and then do like a, that's what I'll do. I'll save it one as a sketch, then I'll save as with the trace after merging for the trace, and then maybe we work on color. I don't know. But I definitely think I should have a sketch layer that I like an original sketch layer that is untouched, and then something else later. Okay. Feel like I've really exaggerated this blade somehow. Let's try and fix this. I don't know. I don't like it. I mean, it looks fine, but I don't like it compared to the original. It's too steep. I think that's my problem. There we go. I think that's a little better. Not much. What the fuck's my neck hurts so bad? Actually, my head kind of hurts. Everything hurts. I'm falling apart. Fuck. There we go. Okay. So let's work on the scales. Uh, oh, sorry about that. I believe, is it only? No, the whole thing uses, hex screws. Um, I believe. Which sucks because everybody else uses torque. Well, not everybody else, but generally the standard is torque. Sorry, hold on. Why is this in the way? I should have muted for that. Enjoy. Shit. What is that fucking helicopter so loud? Okay. You know what? I want it open for this part. Okay. Not bad. Hello? There we go. Seal's too big. I don't like this. I don't like it. We gotta restart. How do I do this? All right, so let's start here. And then, no, this is too far. I think I messed up the scale. I don't like this one compared to the original. It fucking slides around all the time. Actually, wait, did I ever take the plastic? Maybe that's on me. Did I take the plastic? I didn't take the plastic off. Thought I did. Okay. This might change our opinion. That's right. I wasn't sure if I was going to leave in the XLR dock or I was thinking about giving it to my boss because he's the one who I did trade him a knife for it, but he's the one who gave me the Quest, my Quest 2. And I was like, I have that for an XLR dock. He was telling me I think he has like this exact microphone from a TV show he worked on. I guess they gave it to him, and he was originally talking about giving me that one. But I guess he couldn't find it. And I was like, that's fine. I mean, it's kind of like cool show swag. Like, why would you give that away. Like even if it doesn't work, it's just kind of cool that it was used on a show. Um, so like, you know, I didn't really ever expect that. I also never expected him to actually give me the VR stuff. And he originally was going to give it to me without anything, but I just couldn't let him. So I did give him a Cold Steel 8015, I think. And I warned him that it's like a fucking guillotine, and he still cut himself. Do I have? Actually, I think it's right here. Hold on. Oh my god, it's so fucking heavy. It's definitely in here. So maybe we'll draw this one next time. I gave him one of these. This is a Cold Steel 8015. This is by a dude named Demko for Cold Steel. Has what they call the Scorpion lock. Demko makes like the shark lock stuff that I was talking about, where you just kind of pull it back. Hold on, I've shown one on stream before. I think this one's like the shark cub or some shit. So there's that shark lock. I don't remember what the hell this thing's called. This one's a small knife. And they're generally considered to be relatively sturdy locks. I mean, this is literally just a back lock that's exposed. And I warned him that first off, I find it's kind of hard to do this with one hand. And also, sometimes you might slice your finger in there when you're doing it. And sometimes you pinch your finger. I also warned him that it's like a fucking guillotine. It's very heavy. It wasn't as fast. Hold on, let me see if I can cut off a piece of my finger on stream here. Let's take off the glove to be safe. Take off the glove to be... hear me out. This isn't grippy. This is meant to slide along glass, I guess, or plastic. Can we get that? Oh. Just kind of flops. Needs maybe a little lube. But it's very, very heavy and drops very, very quickly with little resistance. And that includes if your finger is there. There is still little resistance. And apparently he gave himself a little chop. But yeah, I guess he really likes it though, so I don't blame him. It's a really sturdy knife. I just find personally, hold on. Personally, first of all, my biggest gripe is it does not sit deep in the pocket. Like it has this weird long clip, but for some reason they just did this when they should have reversed these screws and flipped it over and just used like flat inset screws or something. Let's go ahead and get that right. And then like if you just did it so that this flipped over that and then right flipped over that way, you could have like a deep fitting thing. Like there's enough material here. And it's not like they didn't weaken it with bends here. There's two bends. Like what would have made like no difference. It's also very heavy. So if you forget to wear a belt, your pants are coming down. Uh, Generally not really, but well, maybe. Um, I have this in a case with a PMP something or other. I forgot the name. This is one I was originally gonna sell because I didn't like it. PMP Spartan, okay. Um, but it it doesn't lock up properly, so it's mine. Um, uh, okay. Well, it locked up properly that time. Um, it's actually grown on me quite a bit. But I don't really use either one that much because they're just generally too big. I don't feel like I quite get the big knife appeal. Um, Unless it's very, very interesting and specific. All right, let's get back and let's get down to business to defeat the Huns, shall we? Okay. So let's start with that. Alright. It's not right. I don't know what I did wrong here, but I somehow feel like this is perfectly fine. But I don't know how to start this so that it's not like maybe like this. Hold on. I think this might be the one. It's exaggerated there, but I think we just go with that. That's not bad. And we can adjust this part. Okay. Okay. All right. So this is, I would call this honestly like a little bone shaped. I don't feel like this is perfectly straight. I feel like this bows in just a little bit. It's contoured, but it's so subtle that I don't know that you can even tell unless it's in your hand. It could also just be that, so it's not 100%. There's actually like chamfering, and that is either giving the optical illusion, or it is, I think, maybe deeper chamfered here and less there, so that it, like the very back here is maybe perfectly straight, but like the front face has like a dip in it. That might be what's going on and why it both looks and feels like that. It's one of those moments where I wish I was on my normal tablet so I could uh, rotate it. So we're gonna cheat and just go large and in charge. Why is 80% so clean feeling for me? That's generally what I seem to have it. I can't seem to get it at 80% again, so it's usually at like 88% or something like that. I cannot get it back. I guess we're gonna be at 100%, which is gonna hurt us. Um, I don't know why that just feels right. I feel like I do my best scale work there. Okay, so that kind of comes to a point, and then we kind of come down. This one should be sharp. Ooh, that's not gonna line up. Maybe we wait on that. Okay. So now here's the hard part. I think we can go ahead and close this now, by the way. You know what? We talked about this yesterday. Did I stream yesterday? I think so. Um, about lock stops. So this doesn't have a lock stop. So with frame locks, I believe I mentioned either this or the last time I streamed. Um, the metal can be bent too far over and then it won't reset properly. With this, the pocket clip would not prevent that. The gap is too wide here and it doesn't make enough contact so that it doesn't make enough contact soon enough. You could have this level of contact if it were up here and preventing it, but that pocket clip would be so in the fucking way. I mean, it would be so annoying. Also, I wish this was a deep. They sell aftermarket ones, not Chris Reeve themselves, but people make them that are deep pocket carry. But if you were to open this a little too hard, you could bend it beyond, and then you would have to either send it in to maybe be replaced or professionally fixed, or if you're feeling yourself, you take it apart. You can probably put it in a vise, and you can probably bend it in, or you can probably do it while it's together. You might mess up the bottom of your knife here where it makes contact, and then it's just gonna have a different problem. I would just take it apart if I were going to try it myself personally. But you just have to bend it. Like it's that simple. You just undo the bend. The problem is you do that too many times or too severely, right? There is pressure relief here. You do again, you bend anything too many times too severely, or too many times in general. I don't even think it has to be necessarily severe. You will eventually wear it out and it will snap. So you don't want to make that mistake very often, if at all. Which is why a lot of companies will put in that stop to prevent it from ever even getting that far, right? Because for one, as I said, you can probably just send it in and they'll probably fix it. And then, if it's your first time, they'll probably fix it for free. But that's labor, right? So somebody will have to take in that knife. Somebody will then have to service the knife and do the work. And they have to get paid for their time doing it. And you're not going to be paying because they're probably going to go for the good customer service route. They have a reputation to uphold. So, if you say, hey, I accidentally bent this. This is my first time. How can I fix it? They'll either tell you how to fix it or just say, hey, send it in. We got you, bro. And you'll just pay, shipping to them, and they'll probably pay shipping back. I don't know for certain with this brand. I know Benchmade has you every time. They do kind of have a premium on a lot of their knives in terms of like materials used. Although they've gone up in price, but they've started using better materials. But like, it's still kind of a premium. You pay. People call it the butterfly tax because they have a little butterfly as their symbol. Hold on. Let's get a Benchmade bad example. The Dino knife is a bug out. S30V, and these are aftermarket scales that I paid, I think, like 113 for this and the scales, which is pretty rare because even a bug out at the time, and I think still wouldn't have been 113. Um, and I think they didn't make too many of them because, for one, I think they priced them wrong, and two, it was originally marketed as CPM M4, which is a much better steel. Not much better. It's a different steel that a lot of people prefer. Um, but this would come with like little thermoplastic scales that nobody likes and they always replace, which is why it's so common to find like Benchmade bug out scales. Because it's actually like a really great knife. It's just that the scales are really light, which is nice, but also they just feel really cheap. And you can get like micarta aftermarket scales that don't feel as cheap and are super comfortable. And you can get titanium, which is more rigid, maybe a little heavier, but still really light. There's a ton of stuff out there. But I've sent in, I had one in CPM 20ZV and Green G10 and the screw stripped. And I was like, hey, do you guys have any suggestions? I've tried pretty much everything. There's like even this stuff that they use to get strip screws out of in like professional fields. It's like this gritty magnetic shit that's supposed to fill in the holes. I'm like, I can't get it. And they're like, just fucking send it to us. And I did. And they just did it. And I was like, okay, what's it gonna cost? And they're like, the fuck you talking about? They just did it for me. I think what they did was they dremeled it and then just like screw punched it out or something. I don't know. I know there's like drill bits specifically. I guess they could have done that in general, but I'm pretty sure they gave me back the back end because these are one-way screws. So they only screw in on one side and then they're like keyed to prevent spinning generally. Um, so they sent me back, I think, the same one, which means they couldn't have punched it through because they would have fucked up the threads. Uh, I don't know how they did it. I'm guessing they dremeled in like a slot and then used like a Phillips head to just pull it the old-fashioned way. That would be my guess. All right, let's draw this. So here's what I think I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna draw the lock bar relief as is. Okay. Oh, why did that get so dark? And we're gonna draw the lock bar relief. It's too thick, even for this guy. It's kind of funny that the inventor has kind of been surpassed. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying this is bad or anything, but I showed off, like, uh, do I have a different one to show off this time? Nah, we'll just use the same one because I'm lazy and it's right here. Oh. So here's one made by a Chinese company called Riot on behalf of a guy named Chavez, right? And it's considered far more impressive to make like these really thin lines compared to the thicker lines, right? For the relief, right? The less material you can remove without having to redo it, the more impressive. Also, another one of those guillotine types because it's a very large blade and a very smooth action, and thereby it just kind of drops once you're past a certain point. But right, like, I'm pretty sure they don't make any knives over at Chris Reeve Knives that have that thin of a relief. Not that they do it bad, right? This is incredibly smooth in its own right as well, right? There's nothing. I wouldn't say that this is even made better. It's just that this is made on like all machines, and I think there's some hand finishing for these. I think these are made by like laser cuts and whatnot. But right, it's more impressive to be able to do this than it is to be able to do that. And I don't think that any of this guy's stuff is this precise. I mean, it's precise in that they're all the same, basically. But you know what I mean? Like, I don't think their laser cutting measurements are that precise. So this is kind of more impressive while still being somehow less impressive. I don't know if that makes sense. Um, it's very cool either way. I'm not trying to insult these people, and I'm also not trying to like insult or hype up Riot. Because there are plenty of companies that do it just as well these days. Um, I remember these. Actually, wait, I kind of felt it that time. I'm gonna say I remember these like thumb stud barrels feeling a little too sharp, and it wasn't feeling that way until that last one. Generally, you want like chamfered edges on them, in my experience. And the reason you don't necessarily want too chamfered is because your finger will slip. But like too much grip means it cuts into your finger and you get little calluses, which I already kind of have, but it's not ideal most of the time, and it can make it hard to open. Okay, let's keep going on this. Let's get some water. All right. So we've got this coming in. That going in. But this one seems really steep here, doesn't it? And then like slow to build back out. Okay, I think we missed. Come on. I think we missed our shot. I've spent way too much time yapping. Sorry. Okay. It's not bad, right? But why is my brain kind of hurt? Oh, what's going on? Okay. Let's try and draw the pocket clip. I feel like this is going to be hard for me. You know, okay. I just wanted to send it after that first one was kind of alright. And you know what? I think just sending it was the right call. Even though I don't feel like this looks quite right and I don't know how to get the depth I want here, I think this is just gonna probably have to do ultimately. Like how do I at my skill level do this? Fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like how do you even do this? Okay. And then it kind of lifts up like that. Ugh. This is not good, man. I feel like I'm putting an angle in that I just shouldn't be able to see, but it looks so bad. What? Why did it switch to red? What did I do? But it looks so bad if I just leave it as like a giant fucking oval. This is where you really notice it falls apart without the like color and the depth, where you see the failures of my sketches. Try and just get that. I think this might be our best bet here. It's gonna have to do. We'll just extend this here. Oh fuck, that looks so bad. Yeah, we fucked it up. Damn it. We'll just leave it be from now, and fuck, I have to draw that too. Shit. I think part of the problem is it's too thin right there. Let's go ahead and. That's right. This is a fucking hexagon or whatever. Fuck it. Still don't know why I can't just drag like I used to. Alright, Control C, Control V. Let's turn that on. Let's drag this bad boy up to roughly there. Control V. Drag that bad boy to roughly there. And then Control V. How bad is this gonna look? Actually, you know, not good. Oh, I can't deselect that? That's interesting. It's not too bad. Oh, each one of those is its own layer. That's interesting. Although they're all called Paint Layer 5. Okay. What if I just, instead of Idaho made, what if I just put... Well, that says something, I guess. Shit. It's not ideal. Not ideal. Let's look into this little bad boy. Enjoy your crooked thumbstud, broski. Sorry. Does he put anything on the blade? Hold on. I don't feel like... Is there writing on the back, maybe? No. Okay. Yeah, that's right. The CRK is on that side. Man. Okay. That's the back part of the relief there. I think I might just call it on this one because I feel like I've spent so much time yapping and making it worse that like it's got nowhere to go but down. You know? Yeah. Maybe we redo that. Why does this feel like it looks better? You know what I mean? Like it just feels like it looks better when I do the line thing. Somehow. I don't know how to draw this. So I'm just going to do something along the lines of this. Like, how would I draw this actually? How? I don't think these lines work. You know what? Get me out of here. Get me out of here. Why did it change back to created document? I said PNG. No, not PPM. Nobody's ever in the entire history of the internet, nobody has ever saved a file as a PPM. What the fuck is a PPM? Okay. If you know how to draw this braid, I guess hit me up because I don't know how to draw it. Let's speed sketch something from Twitter real quick, I guess. You know, maybe give it like 10, 20 minutes. I don't know. I feel like here's the thing. And here's why I'm calling it on that. I feel like I could spend forever just trying to fix that one thing or that one image. And when I like sit there and I just redraw like the same tiny little lines and I don't feel like I'm getting anywhere. I feel like I'm just getting frustrated and I'm wasting my time. I feel like it's better to take a step away from that, work on something else. If I come back to that specific image, no problem. Maybe I can get it right. Maybe I'll try to do it again. Um, I can always try and redraw this knife. I also tie this a lot. So I have a ton of knives actually with a very similar, it's either this or I wrap it around. Um, so there will be other opportunities to try and get it right. And I feel like that's a better amount of like my time would be better spent doing that rather than moving on rather than just focusing on that right this moment because I don't even have the skill level to like go beyond that. So I think if we just take a second and move on, I think it'll be better. Oh, cool. We're doing this, huh? What was the problem with this? Was it Control Z? No. Okay, it was. Okay. OpenAI is rapidly losing money and is projected to lose 14 billion in 2026 alone. They can't get another round of funding. OpenAI could run out of money as soon as 2027. BB Nas. Thank fuck. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Oh, I tweet so much dumb shit. Where is it? Bro. Okay. Um, are we there yet? January 2nd. I think AI will crash this year, and a lot of billionaires are going to be real disappointed. Should I draw this fucking tweet? Oh my god. I fucking called it. Look, I don't think they're going to let it crash right away. I think it's still going to get funding. I just think it's not as interesting as people think it is. It has no feasible, realistic use. They didn't design it to be used. They designed it to harvest data. And at the end of the day, there's no easier way to harvest data than just getting it from the people themselves. And they are always willing to do it, right? Every time you sign up to a website, you've probably agreed. You know what I mean? Like, there's no reason. There's no reason not to. Wait, this is the same person that we did they did the I can't prove it meme from. This is so good. I don't want to just keep yoinking their shit though. I'll yoink their shit later. What the fuck is that? These cat trees? Okay. All right, it's starting to get a little questionable. Starting to get. Wait, hold on. Don't speak French. I have no idea what she's saying. Hold on. Does she show her knife in this? I want to draw her fucking knife. She doesn't. Okay. All right. I skipped like once and then I said it. She doesn't. Is that it? Okay. Wait, should I draw? What's her name? I've never actually seen. Jesus Christ, that's fucking washed out. Oh my god. Oh, a blanket. Wow, that's great. I'm not drawing that. All right, we are about to give the fuck up. What? Didn't I see this article earlier? That's too much. Too much for my tiny brain to handle. We might have to steal something. What the fuck is this? All right. I think I'm cooked. This might be doable if I just don't do 90% of it. Thank you, Toby. Very cool. It's just gonna be the face. We're gonna speed sketch the face. I say speed. Bro, how did people like just decide to do this? You know what I mean? So this is a bro's ad. Hashtag ad. This is his ad. Fuck. I forgot to. Hold on. Okay. Select. Deselect. Control Z. Can I not Control Z this? Oh, I'm an idiot. Okay. What? What? That's fine. How did we get the screw back? So, like I was saying, though, this is Bro's ad to commission him for... I guess Toby could be a she. Well, you know what? Anyone can be anything these days. But I don't know. It's just like... All right, hold on. It's their ad to commission them for portraits. So if you want a portrait done in this style, assuming, I mean, I don't know how to tell the difference between AI art. So this doesn't look like AI art. Yeah, me. I don't fucking know. I will not be held to any standard whatsoever. Okay. He's your guy, I guess. But anyway, what was I saying? I was gonna say something. I think this eye is too big. The way I did it, not the way Bro did it. The way I did it. I was gonna say something, but now I don't remember what. I'm sorry. Jesus fucking Christ. Huh? How did I do that? Okay. Cool. Let's go back a layer, actually. Let's go back 2 layers. So we can actually... Fuck! God damn it. There we go. So let's draw some eye. It's not very good of me. Sorry. Bro. What? How did they do it? You know what I should do? Is draw the eyeballs in the opposite eyes a layer, because that will let me more easily erase without ruining the eyelid. Am I a fucking genius or what? Okay, well, Bro's got the weirdest, laziest motherfucking eye ever. We're gonna leave it for now. Please, somebody remember that one of these layers here is an eyeball. Fuck. Okay. Let's try and draw our first ever nose. I don't know how this is gonna work out because they didn't really draw it. Like, they have their own thing going on here. They did draw it, but like, this is a painting, I think. I don't know. It's like a digital painting, I presume. I don't fucking know. Okay? But they didn't have to like sketch out the shape. You just kind of get the picture because they used color for depth. Bro, this looks like a fucking snake. Like, what did I do? Apparently she's got some moles. We'll give her some moles. Okay. Let's, you know, it never hurt nobody to put the lips in your nose layer, right? Bro. All right. Maybe we just step away from the lips for a minute. Maybe we just step away from the lips for a minute. All right. Okay. Dude, she's so much more scary in mine. You know, I'm gonna just do the line hair. I feel like that works better for what's going on here. Mostly because I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Sorry, chat. She doesn't have ears, which is fine. Bro, I don't like it. I like the original, which is obviously why I started trying to sketch something about it, right? That's why I'm stealing the work. I mean, the original's right there. You know that I'm using it to learn and to practice. Um, I just don't like how mine's turning out, man. Wait, is this Mulan? I think I'm drawing Mulan. Bro, what? Wasn't I like humming Defeat the Huns earlier or something? How did this happen? Add some level of depth to this hair. Okay. Very disheveled. Why is this like hurting my fucking like hand? What is going on here, bro? Okay, let's go back in time a little bit. Is the hair great? No. Is it good? Definitely not. Did this eye? What? Is it the lips? Wait, what the fuck layer am I on? What? What is going on here? Okay, there we go. There we go. Let's try and work on this eye. I think we're not going to try and match the depth they've got. We're just going to give it a little go at it. And then we'll, I don't know, just add some random fucking layer here to like give it some of that, and then give her some brow. Okay, and then we'll hit her with it. Get her that extremely depressoed look. And apparently she's got some cuts. I don't think these are stapled or whatever on the original, but they are on this. I don't know what it's about. I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't know. If this is some sort of statement. I really don't. So this should be 3. It is not. Is it 4? It is. Alright. How do we fucking do lip? Does anyone know how to draw a fucking lip? I think part of the problem might be that I'm like kind of in a way mixing anime style with like a more realistic style, and I just don't know how to draw that. So I think that's a big issue here. I think the other problem is I'm not using any color and I don't know how to do depth. So it's not working. Bro, what is that? We'll just hold off on that for a sec. Let's do paint layer 1. Let's de-animify her chin. Maybe that'll help. Okay. Was that 4 we were on? I think that was 4. She's got a crooked chin now. What if I just draw the top lip first? Okay. And then we draw a bottom lip. We'll just, you know. This is why I don't draw portraits. This is why I stick to drawing knives and anime girls. That and, you know, the fact that I suck in general. But this specifically, let's give her some neck. Maybe that'll solve it. I've noticed my necks have been real long when I do draw them. We'll go back to the hair layer and just spam some fucking darkness there. How does this look so fucking good? And mine's just like, she's not gonna make it, man. All right, I give up. It was supposed to be a quick one and like come out all right. I don't think it came out all right. This is the type of one you never post a tweet of. Okay. I'm trying to look at it. I think the big thing is for the lips, first off, I'm not separating out. Can you see that? Okay, you can. There's like a little peak there. It's like the widow's peak of the lip, if you will, that I'm not balancing out this part here with. There's also the distance between the nose is pretty far off. This is a scaling thing, right? In perspective that I fucked up. Obviously not particularly symmetrical because I don't really know how to do the whole, you know, that whole thing that people do. I don't fucking get it. It doesn't work for me. Right? I didn't really shade the eyes to get the mascara, so it doesn't really work. They just kind of look super flat. Right? It's a lot of it comes down to, I guess, the depth of things, right? Like not shading in things, not really knowing how to shade them in really messes with the perspective. Like I'm wondering if I had done no. Okay, that just looks like there's snot everywhere. All right. Maybe we stop while we're behind. Okay. We'll cut it out. We'll cut it out. All right. Maybe we need some lessons. I don't know. But thanks for being here. I'm gonna get off for the night or the day. I guess it's the morning for me. I'll be back in the night. We'll be back playing Ark. I don't know if I'll be on during or whatever. But yeah, I think it's time for me to get off. It's getting progressively worse as I go along here. So thanks for hanging out. Thanks for being here. Thanks for chilling. Hopefully I'll see you later tonight or whenever. And Jesus Christ, she don't look so good. Bye.